We're live.
We are live.
Hey guys, thanks for joining us here. It's Fit Pro Recipes, which is me, Alan Carson, and my lovely wife, Naomi Carson. And we're here today joined by fitness marketing expert, Simon Lovell. And we're going to be talking about 10 ways in which you can use recipes to get new clients and also keep clients as well. I met Simon over a year ago now. I actually was one of Simon's students, and he taught me how to close business basically and start charging more appropriately for the services I was offering as a personal trainer and nutrition coach. So you should definitely check that out. That's simonlovell.co.uk. Simon, are you there?
I'm here. I'm here live.
Cool.
Also, live on Periscope also. I've got a mobile phone here filming me, and we're going to be chatting more about that later on for you guys. Some good tips for you guys.
Cool. So yeah, I thought it'd be cool if we did a hangout and obviously a Periscope as well at your end to give some of our viewers and listeners some tips about how they can use recipes in their fitness business.
Yeah, I think one of the key things, first of all, that we should probably talk about when it comes to building a fitness business is the needs of the client, and most of all, making sure that if we are going to build a fitness business, we know what the reason why is. You know, a lot of the times people say to me, I need more clients, but ultimately sometimes there's a deeper level of motivation required in why people want to build their fitness business. So before we go into these tips today, I just want to make sure that everyone watching really fully understands, you know, the importance of setting their own goals in their fitness business. You know, people come to personal trainers to, you know, have goals reached. So, you know, what are your goals in your fitness business? What are the things that you want? Is it a new house? Is it a new car? Is it to have a big experience? Or is it a purpose-driven business to change the world? And so if people are in a stagnant income, it's generally because either there's not a belief around what you can earn, and whether there's not a big enough why for the reason to drive and push harder. And so that's why most people sit in the same income every month. It's, you know, they are working to their normal overdraft, they're spending as they normally spend. And truth be told, if you're on £2,000 a month and you want to get to 5, or you're on £5,000 a month and you want to get to 10, of course, all being with a need to help more people and change more lives, then you've got to have this underlying driver. So all of these tips, these tips and advice that I'm going to give today are useful and they're actionable strategies. But actionable strategies don't get actioned if there's no underlying driver and push.
Yeah, completely agree with that. There's like so much information out there, and it's the lack of application really that stops a lot of people. And that comes down to, like you say, the lack of drive, the lack of knowing what you really want in your life, so that you can then go and be more and have more.
Yeah. Now, there's no shortage of information out there, and I talk about this, and I've talked about this in previous webinars and content, in that, you know, we all get the stimulant of information through webinars, through blog posts, through a motivational speaker. But if we don't move into momentum and act upon that as soon as we receive it, then it doesn't have a tangible effect on the business. And so all of the things today are great, but let's get them action. Let's get moving forward. Let's get clients better results. And let's actually have an impact, because we all know the feeling that we get from when someone says to me, you've changed my life, you've inspired me, you've helped me grow. And so recipes are a fantastic way to get more clients and get more attention and actually get better results. That's ultimately why I'm doing this hangout with you guys and this training, because you're delivering something which is amazing and it's fantastic, but only if people use it.
Yeah, sure. That's cool.
Well, before we go into this, why don't you guys tell me like how it all got started? Just the original story, the tipping point of that website going live and the motivator behind it.
Cool. Well, we actually go back to like 2010 when I was newly qualified as a personal trainer, and I quickly discovered that a lot of clients like couldn't cook. or said they didn't have the time to cook, or they were constantly saying, what else can I have apart from eggs and chicken? And at the time, I wasn't really an expert in nutrition or recipes or anything. So it was a big stumbling block, really, for getting clients results, because they got bored of stuff. It wasn't the same for all clients. Some clients were, really good cooks and stuff, but for the ones that weren't, and it's most of them, they really struggled. So I looked to put together some stuff, like a nutrition guide and some recipes for them. And then if we go forward to like 2012, when I was working as a tutor at a personal training academy, I would keep in touch with the students, and this was the same problem they were having, was like they didn't know how to best guide clients' nutrition, and they were spending loads of time working with different clients, saying the same basic stuff over and over again. So I was like, there's got to be a better way than this, and that's when I decided to create Fit Pro Recipes, and we created like tons and tons of recipes, all which are like really tasty, quick to make and stuff. And we packaged it up and started selling it to personal trainers. And Naomi here is a graphic designer, so we're like the perfect partnership.
Well, they say that. And let me come back to my camera. There's that phrase. There's that phrase which is couples who train together stay together, right? So couples who cook together stay together.
Yeah, sure. So I was creating the recipes, and Naomi was using her creativity skills and photography and graphic design to brand up a bespoke book for every personal trainer who became a client of ours. And yeah, it's just really grown from there. So we've been going for over 3 years now, and it's just becoming more and more popular now. So many trainers are jumping on board and getting their recipe books, because it makes it easy for them, but also they can actually earn a lot of money about it, as we're probably going to talk about later on.
Yeah. So to give us a couple of maybe 1 or 2 case studies of clients that have kind of invested in the recipes and kind of increased their client base.
Well, there's quite a lot of examples. One in particular stands out. Is a guy last year, and obviously a lot of our clients would like to remain anonymous. They don't like to know that they've had a book done for them. They like to pass it off as their own, and that's totally
of course.
And if they don't want to, we just tell them to tell their clients that they've had a nutrition company produce a book for them.
Got it.
Yeah, sounds cool. Anyway, this dude who remains anonymous, he actually got 2,500 leads in 8 weeks.
Wow, 2,500 leads in 8 weeks.
Yeah, it's crazy. He obviously marketed it well, and he took action, and he had a lead page set up, and he was actually making money for raising money for a charity.
Nice.
He actually raised, like, I can't remember the exact amount, but it was loads, like hundreds of pounds for charity, if not thousands. And he got these 2,500 new leads, who are all people interested in obviously healthy recipes. So also maybe interested in his services and as a trainer. And we haven't followed up and found out how many of those leads converted, but even if it was like 1%, if 1% of those guys bought a package, it would be like thousands and thousands.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm always talking about things like leverage, and it's the ultimate leverage to have someone produce something for you where you don't have to do it yourself, and then you can just maximize your time, because to actually sit there and produce healthy recipes and get all the macronutrients right, that's not something which is A, easy, and B, can just be done quickly. And you've got to hire a graphic designer to do all of this stuff in addition to it. It's just a bit of a no-brainer in terms of adding more value, right?
Yeah, definitely. And we've also recently brought an accredited nutritionist on board as well, because we wanted to make sure that our trainers are getting the correct nutrition stuff. I mean, I know a lot myself. I've even taught nutrition, but having someone who's an accredited nutritionist who's gone through the degree course and having that backup is just going to give trainers peace of mind, knowing that they're giving clients the right stuff.
Cool. Good stuff. Guys, why don't we head into these tips? And I think what we can do is kind of just brainstorm together and just share your ideas, but also mine, with these 10 ways to get more Periscope, get more clients into your fitness business. Now, number one, you've just mentioned it, an opt-in. So if you're going to want to grow your fitness business, one of the most important things that you're going to want to do is to generate more leads. And in order to do that, you need to hook people in with something which is enticing, which is going to grab their attention. And so recipes is the perfect thing. It's absolutely perfect. Why? Because someone can download, someone can opt in. They'll give you your email address. It allows you to build value and trust. And also they're getting something which instantly they can get a sense of satisfaction from. And if it's healthy and it's tasty, it's going to change the emotion in their body, which is going to associate that with you. And so that is the first tip. Anything you want to add to that, Alan?
Yeah, no, it's you touched on it. They're going to get some satisfaction out of it straight away. And it's also going to lead to some, because that's the most important thing from a lead magnet that you provide on your opt-in. It's got to draw them in, but it's also got to give them some kind of instant result. So if they go, oh, look at this curry, look at how there's hardly any carbs or fat or whatever it is in it, and how it's high protein, they're going to go and want to cook it. And when they taste it, they'll be like, wow, this is good. So yeah, it's just got to provide some good value at the start.
Good stuff. So yeah, and you can use, I use lead pages, so that's pretty easy. You can use ClickFunnels. There's all sorts of ways to do it. Get the guys to give you the recipe pack, put that on ebook cover on lead pages, and wham bam, you've automatically got one way to start generating leads through Facebook ads, via your website, whatever you want to do. Next one is ebook download. Even without having something which is an opt-in, you can actually put something very easy onto Amazon. You could be actually a published author with a recipe book branded to your company, and then you could actually get Kindle downloads potentially. So what about some of your clients? Have you got any figures on kind of downloads and stuff like that, or have you just kind of using ebook downloads as a means to get more clients without the opt-in?
Not actually from Amazon, but just from their website as well.
Mm-hmm.
We don't actually have any figures of like how many books were downloaded or whatever. But when they use something like lead pages, it puts it on steroids, basically, to borrow your saying from the other day. Your fitness business on steroids. Yeah. So when they do use a lead thing like lead pages, it goes crazy. And like I said, we had one last week actually. She got 92 leads and raised £200 and something for charity. And she got on the local radio as well as a result of that, talking about her business. But yeah,
there's another guy who got in touch recently after the initial flurry of sales that he had from printed books and ebooks. He now has it as an automated download, which brings in a nice passive income, and it pays for his holiday every year. So that's quite a nice little story about how you can get an extra luxury item into your life without really doing much.
Yeah, and if you've got an email list already and you don't want to create an opt-in, of course you can put this into your email autoresponder sequence. You can do so much with it. You can give it to another company to give them as a download. So what I mean by the difference between the opt-in and the download is you've got something digital to be able to give to someone, to a company, that they can give to their staff. Something where now something I want to touch on here, which is very important, is pointless having a load of recipes in a book if there's no call to action to actually go and buy something from the trainer, right? So talk to me about what's included to make sure that kind of happens.
Do you want to do that now?
Yeah,
I feel like I'll do all the talking.
Yeah, you do. One of the nice things about our books is you get a nice introduction section. So it's really your chance to shine. You can say as much as you like. You can include hyperlinks to special offers, upsells, trial weeks at boot camps. And you can even, say you get a load of books printed up, you could, give one to your client and say, pass one on to your friend. And then that might result in, an upsell to one of your packages. It's just like getting your company out there, telling them what you can do. You can show client testimonials to prove that you know what you're doing, what great results you're getting with people.
Nice.
So, yeah, there's all sorts really.
So it kind of works as a marketing tool as well, because at the front of the rest of the book there's an introduction about, hey, this is Joe Bloggs, he does this, this and this. Here's some clients he's trained before and afters, okay? And then it's like, call this number to get your free transformation session on the phone.
Yeah, putting before and afters in there is a key. Before and after pictures, key. guys on Periscope, give me some hearts. See, I'm trying to like do one thing, Periscope here. I've got the live hangout, but we're going to be coming on to the Periscope tips later on. Something I want to talk about, as we've touched on physical, is okay. We've got opt-in. So you guys want to be writing these things down and actioning them. So we've got the opt-in, we've got downloads. We've talked about the next thing, which has just been touched on, is physical. So if you get these things printed out, then think, okay. So here's a key thing. So I always talk about this, which is, imagine you've got a gym and you've got a trainer who's fearful of going up and talking to someone because they're thinking, well, no, they don't want to talk to me. And then you've got the person thinking, I wish a trainer would come up and speak to me, but I don't want to go and talk to them. You've got two people who want each other, but they won't communicate. It's like dating, right? It's a guy that sees a girl at the bar. She won't approach him. He won't approach her. And suddenly, like, it's all gone to hell, right? So how do we solve this? How do we solve this? Well, what you do is you go up to someone in the gym and you say, hey, listen, I've got this free recipe pack. Just giving them away. I've only got a limited amount. Do you fancy one? And then they give it to them and they say, look, I'm going to be sending you some more recipes. Can I just write down your email address and I can send you some more? So you've given some value. It's opened up a conversation about possible personal training, and you've got an email address that you can start to follow up with.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, when you turn anything into a physical product, it also adds kind of like more value to it. So we've got one here, for example. We did a book recently for a company, and that versus an ebook, it adds another bit of value to it. And like you say, if you walk up to somebody in a gym and you want to pass something on to them, that's a lot easier than sort of, for some people anyway, than sparking up a conversation about their form or their technique or what their results are looking for. And it doesn't have to be the full recipe book. It could just be, like you say, a mini recipe pack, which then could lead to them wanting more recipes, wanting personal training, or whatever. So it's almost like a little splinter of the main thing.
Mm-hmm.
Nice, cool. On to the next one. So we have got online program. So maybe you've developed an online fitness program. I have a coaching program specifically for that called Product Mastery, and it takes people through a step-by-step process of taking an idea into a six-figure fitness business very quickly. So for that, it would be absolutely perfect. Why? Well, a lot of trainers, they don't want to handle the nutrition. So actually having a plan, a 90-day plan with recipes or a 30-day plan with recipes is perfect for inserting and adding more value, and so that you can actually, charge more for it with an online program. And there's so many people going into this. I just want to give a little tip here when it comes to producing online programs. I've done whole webinars about this, but actually the model that I've created is actually producing a high-end information program with video training, with coaching associated to it. And so this is the perfect thing to add to that. Anything you want to share with guys when it comes to that?
No, not really. Just to sort of like back up what you say, it's perfect. They don't have to go. If someone's creating a product, they don't want to, you encourage your clients to outsource as much stuff as possible. So if they can outsource something that adds a ton of value to what they're already creating, it's just going to save them time and effort.
Yeah, and I'll come on to videos a little bit later on, but they can take the recipes in there that are already created and start to make them and follow them with the client. So it's like, well, I've got this recipe here. Here's me making it. And so it just gives them that ability to produce videos and put them online. We'll touch on that a little bit later on. The next one, which I touched on earlier, is email sequences. The reason why we have something called an autoresponder, and I want to go back a little bit to marketing basics. I think as you get more and more advanced in marketing, as I have, sometimes it's hard to go back and remember that most people are just starting out. And so, email marketing is simply the way to generate an email so that you can communicate and build value with your client base. An autoresponder, what that is you can, instead of writing an email out every single time you want to produce content, you set up what you call an autoresponder. And that is a sequence of emails that you may split out every 3 days, for example, that you write one time, that when people can now come into the funnel, they will automatically get that sequence. And so distributing maybe a recipe, you know, once a week on a Wednesday, which is like recipe day, is a fantastic way for people to be excited about the email that they're going to open on a regular basis. But also it keeps you front of mind. You being front of mind to people, you know, around your area, or whether you do it internationally or locally, is key. And so an autoresponder enables you to keep on drip feeding that information, so that constantly, if people right now don't want your service, then at some point when that desire peaks, maybe someone says something to them about their body and they're in that peak desire of wanting to make a change, and suddenly that email hits at the perfect time, boom, you've just got yourself a client. Anything you want to add to that, Alan?
Not really. I think you did that well. Or maybe
I was going to say that, like, one thing you could do is you could send your clients, your leads, a recipe each week, like you said, and then at the end of that, say 7 weeks of one recipe a week, you could say, right, do you like these recipes? Do you want to buy the full version? You know, you can upsell them that way.
Yes, so many different ideas. And here's the thing, guys, there's no shortage of ideas. Once you've got them, they've got to be actioned. Next, charity donations and downloads. You guys talk about this, about a bit more about the charity stuff that people like to do. You seem to attract that a lot, which I think is fantastic, because having a purpose behind your business and actually maybe even giving a percentage away of income to charity or helping local events is a great way to draw a crowd.
Yeah, definitely. Like, people love the feeling of donating to charity. It makes people feel good because they know that their money's going to a good cause. And also, people love recipes. So if you can combine the two somehow, you've got like a positive multiplier effect there. People are getting a cool recipe book, and they're also contributing towards a good cause. And that sort of stuff gets shared a lot, and it gets picked up by the media. And that's what, you know, we found has happened when people have launched their recipe books, you know, into their business. They've done a charity launch. And like we say, it had that example of 2,500 leads, which was like ridiculous. But we had one last week who got 92 leads. And obviously the difference between the 92 leads and the 2,500 leads is like how much it was applied and how much it was pushed, and maybe like the technology like lead pages or whatever. So yeah, you can get yourself out there big time and make some money for charity, which is like, it's a win-win all round, really.
Good stuff. Next one is videos. We're here doing a live hangout, which is going to be turned into a video and put into your guys' kind of website, and also I'm going to share it with my guys too. And also we're doing some stuff live on Periscope, which I'm going to talk about later. Using video is a fantastic way to interact with people, but also it gets a sense of your personality. I'm not everyone's cup of tea, neither are you guys, but that's the great thing, is that people are drawn to certain type of people. And so once you can get over the fear of talking on camera and you can actually start putting yourself out there, using recipes as a way to get people to say, you know, like I say, once, twice a week, be watching you, or even if you're giving tips and advice around fitness, you can start to use this in alignment with using video marketing. And if you're not already using video marketing, it's so key, because this is what enables you to separate yourself from the competition, because people really like to see someone's personality, because what happens is they go, oh my God, he's just like me. He's completely nuts and I need to work with him. So yeah, how have you guys using, already started using video and recording recipes and doing stuff like that?
You know what, I don't think we have seen any of our clients doing videos. We've certainly seen them doing pictures and stuff on Facebook. But not seen videos. They may be doing them, but they should be doing them definitely, because we did a video a couple of weeks ago where we made some protein muffins, and we just posted it on Instagram, which went on to Facebook automatically, and it's had like 12,000 views. Nice. So like, that's not reach, that's actual views. So people have actually watched it, and that's 12,000 just for something we just did for a laugh. Like, so if a PT's got like a plan and a strategy to do a recipe once a week and have it on their Facebook and Instagram or whatever, and have it boosted, even, because we didn't even boost this.
We just reposted it, didn't we?
Yeah.
After like 2 months. It's such a good way to see what recipes are popular as well, because like you see, like when you put something with chocolate in it, people go crazy, or certain types of recipes like curries are really popular. And it's a good way for us to kind of research what recipes are going to go down well in our book. So, you know, it's got, you know, different functions in that way.
Yep. And just a quick tip, if you're going to do any videos, you know, this has been recorded on Google Hangouts. We've got Periscope going over here, but also you can put this obviously onto YouTube. You know, Google is linked to YouTube. So if you call your videos personal trainer in your area, you know, with maybe recipe XYZ, then that's going to help you also rank higher on Google. It's not, I'll be honest, it's not the fastest way that I get clients. I use Facebook as the means to do it, but Google is still a good way to, you know, it's not, Google isn't the instant gratification way like Facebook ads is or something like that. But if you, over time, if you continuously put regular content out there, then that's going to really enable you to, like, it's building real estate, you know, video, and you stack upon that, and there's a compounding effect, which is really, really beneficial. So get those videos out there, guys, and start making a change in the world. Good stuff. Number 9. I put down food diary opt-in. So what I'm talking about here is getting, it's really good to get people into an immediate point of action. So them filling out a food diary, which then gives you information about their nutrition habits, can then lead into the recipes. And so that's a really good way to get clients. It's just, it's a gap. You know, for example, if you've got a client who's just invested with you, and sometimes they ask for a refund. Well, a great way to avoid that is to give them recipes, but also to give them a food diary so that they're starting to write things down and document things for you, which solidifies the investment and the relationship, which is going to reduce refunds.
Yeah, definitely. And just on that as well, if a client's invested, you know, a large sum, then giving them a hard copy to take away is going to kind of like reduce the likelihood of them thinking, oh, I've just paid X amount and I'm walking away empty-handed. So even if they go away with a welcome pack and a nice, you know, a nice produced recipe book, that's giving them some value straight away. Like you say, it's going to reduce the likelihood of the buyer's remorse.
Yes, that's what it's called, buyer's remorse. Excellent. Number 10, the final tip before the big Periscope one, boom, is retention. And I want you two guys to talk about this because I know you're hot on this stuff. Yeah,
sure. So clients are gonna stay with trainers if they're getting their needs met. So obviously, they're having good personal training sessions, they're getting regular reviews, they're reaching their goals. But if you can provide them something else, like a recipe pack, every so often, it's keeping them interested. And if they're getting everything, if they're getting the training, the nutrition, and the coaching from one person, like, why would they ever think about going to see somebody else? Because, you know, if you've got the whole package, really, that's it in a nutshell.
And Alan, you have the full package when you are on stage. Look at Naomi. It's like she can't even look at the camera right now. That's fitness modeling for you. But listen, retention. You know, you can pick up as many clients as you like, but if they're dropping off because you're not giving them the time, effort, and attention, then that's not good for your business. You know, the power is actually continuing to sell to the people that have already invested with you. So getting results is key. I recently did a blog post, which was the 50 reasons why people hire me. In the top 5, you know, Fitpreneurs podcast was there, but right up at number 1 was results. The results that I help trainers go from a very small income to a big income fast. 2 grand to 10 grand in 30 days, 5K to 23K, 60 days. And the reason that people hire me is because they see those results all the time. So you have to focus in your fitness business in getting results. And if you're in that complacent mode of, well, I'm just earning this amount every month and I'm just, you know, I'm kind of getting by, that's not going to help you build a legacy and a decent fitness brand. So it's key to really focus on results. And these recipes, which are healthy, which are giving people the variety, people are going to keep on coming back to that. And so that's a key critical element when it comes to building a business, because building a business isn't just about leads. It's about, you know, actually, you know, the cost of finding a new lead versus selling to existing clients is, well, there's a huge difference, right? It doesn't cost you any more to sell to an existing client because they're already a lead for you and they're already a paying customer. And so I have a lot of people that come into my Fit Pro Mastery coaching program and they upgrade to product mastery and they upgrade to my year-long mastermind. And that's a big investment. But the reason that they're willing to invest in that is because they've made such a huge shift in their income. So it's a no-brainer. So this has to be a no-brainer for your guys. And you'll do that by implementing what we've been talking about today. Anything you want to add to that?
You touched on just the variety that people need, because like any trainer can get some results by just giving them like the three items on a plate kind of meal, where you've got like your chicken, broccoli, and sweet potato or whatever. But if they've got regular influx of healthy recipes that have got variety, different tastes and flavors, then it takes that deprivation element away from the client, because the client will fall off the wagon the more they're deprived. And the more they're deprived, the bigger they fall off the wagon. So, and that's the sort of cycle that we as personal trainers want to end. We want to educate them on healthy eating, show them it's not boring, so they can get results, not just for the 12-week transformation, but also for the rest of their lives. And people are going to talk about that sort of stuff when they've gone through it.
100%. Right, now it's time for you guys, because we are going into the Periscope tips. And let's bring this iPhone over. So here we go. So all of this time, these guys have been watching on Periscope. So guys, why don't you give Alan and Naomi a little heart? Did you see this? Watch the heart. Can you see this? Heart, heart, heart. See you getting some.
Hold it up a little bit, Simon. Can't see.
You see the hearts coming in.
Oh, wicked.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so this is going to be really weird, guys. Why don't you ask Naomi and Alan a question, which is going to come through to my phone that they can read the question to. So if you've got a question on to the guys at fitprorecipes.co.uk that you want them to answer, and then we're going to talk about Periscope tips, because I think that's going to be really key. Now, if you can be quick, that would be awesome, because we're doing this as a hangout. And otherwise, I'm going to go into the Periscope tips. But I wanted to use the platform so that you can see how it can be used in your marketing for your business. So do you have a quick question for the guys over? Can you see the screen okay when I do it? Here we go. There you go.
Can I change my book I already have with them? Okay, yeah, so we got that question. Yeah, I guess you can. If it's some amends that need to be sent over, like, for example, you change your email address or whatever, or you want to include some more recipes, you can. But we do encourage you to get everything the way you want it before you get it. But yeah, we can change things, definitely.
Cool.
Unless they mean, do you offer more than one different book, which we do. So if you've got through one recipe book and your clients are asking for another one, then we can offer you a second or a third recipe book.
Yeah, we've actually discussed some adding some stuff in terms of a membership, which might be coming soon too, which is cool. So let's talk about Periscope. So here we've got an app called Periscope, which the guys are actually, there's actually people live watching. Oh, here we've got another question.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
what's the question? Because I didn't see it.
It's if you wanted to sell the books printed en masse, is there a company that can handle it?
I can actually answer that. There's loads of different companies. If you go online and just you'll be able to find a company that can do that for you, or email these guys and they'll find someone that can help you with that.
Yeah, we can definitely recommend like printers to get like large runs done. But if it's in terms of like the distribution side, that's something we'd have to look into as well.
Yeah. But you can actually put things onto Amazon and have them sent to Amazon, and then they can ship them out if you got the demand and the quantity there. Right. So finishing up the questions. So Periscope, we've got this app which is on you can use, which is Periscope, and there's actually 9 people watching live right now, and I've got followers. You can add me up, Simon Lovell, on Periscope, and I'm sure these guys will be getting onto Periscope very soon. And you know what you can do is you can start to get a following on Periscope, which then people are going to be watching you do your recipes live. Here I've just put my phone up to the side here, and then people have been watching me record this live and give me the hearts, and they're seeing what I'm doing in my business. So Periscope is a fantastic way, once you get the recipes down, to actually start broadcasting live on the internet. It's by Twitter, and it's the new big thing. And if you follow me, you'll see what I'm doing. And some of the best ways to get marketing tips and advice is to follow people that are already using it. So that would be a good reason to follow me, look at what I'm doing, and then start to implement it in your business and start to get results ultimately.
Cool. Yeah, looking forward to doing that. Looking forward to getting some of our recipes out there as well on Periscope.
Anything you guys want to add before we wrap up?
No, like I think it comes back to the fact that there's no shortage of ideas, and there's been loads of ideas we've talked about here. It's just about getting them implemented as soon as possible, really.
Yep. And if you're, because I know that this video is going to be going to those that have invested in FitPro recipes, but if you're watching this, be it on YouTube or wherever, you know, my clients, then you can probably click below. There's some kind of strategy form application if you want to potentially work with me, or there's going to be some link to some kind of, I don't know, offer or something. I'm sure we'll put around here. But either way, I think there's so much that you can action, whether you're watching on Periscope, whether you're watching in a behind the scenes on a website. The key here, guys, is to not just take this. You know, if you look at what I do personally, if I'm at a seminar, if I watch a video, if I watch some kind of content, I'm instantly actioning it at the moment that I actually sometimes pause. I actually pause the video and I'm like, shit, that's a really good idea. And let's go and action it now. So don't take this and don't move forward. Get into momentum. And once momentum builds, your income will change. You'll create the freedom that you want. And ultimately, you will put a massive smile on your face, which I know that you guys are doing loads with your business. So thank you, guys.
Cool. Thanks, Simon. That's been awesome. Yeah, it's given us a few ideas as well.
Cool. See you guys soon. Periscope. Catch you guys. Take it easy.
See ya.
See ya.